Well, to some other issues relating to what we're talking about today, our major focus, owing from what is happening in the PDP. It's a year since the 2015 general election campaigns began. The major plan of the APC at that time is to take the PDP out of prominence, which they did. They achieved that. By May 2015, the PDP actually was out of prominence. But the question is, where are we as a nation since that time? If you notice, the youths were at the vanguard of the campaigns on and offline, I mean on the social media. According to statistics from the National Population Census, in its 2006 figures, Nigerian youths between the ages of 18 to 39 constitute 64% of the nation's adult population, not inclusive of youths, though, below 18 years. The participation of youth in politics at the 2015 general election was massive. Youth were used for some positive, while some may have been used for some negative activities. In short, the presence of youth, especially on the social media at that time, was enormous. What about their involvement in governance? Well, it is, however, very surprising that the youth representation in government is very low. This is the case for both appointive and elective positions. In the case of the elective position, the case is even much worse. Tonight, we take a look at building a viral opposition in Nigeria and participation of youth in governance, and not only in politics. Joining me is a member of the APC media campaign team for the 2015 general elections, Ayo Oyalowo from our Abuja studio. And here in the studio is Demola Olariwaju, one of PDP's youth leaders and, of course, a PDP strategist, joining me now. Thank you so much, Demola, for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Let me, as a youth, I mean, we've heard so much about how youth are going to be incorporated and all of that. And in fact, you were one of those who championed the cause of how the party strategized in the 2015 election. But now, what do you see that is playing out generally in your party, for example, and how things are going, especially in the leadership of your party?
Well, I think the People's Democratic Party, I can't say that we are all, I can't say we are excited about the emergence of Senator Ali Modu Sheriff as the chairman of the PDP. However, those he would be working with, mainly working with, which is the present governors. You have some former governors, you have former ministers, you have senators, and so on and so forth, who make up the national caucus. They are very comfortable with him as the leader of the party, you know, going into the convention, going into the PDP convention, which we are still expecting will hold as scheduled. So if so, we are not so bothered about that. The real disappointment perhaps may come if at the convention we do not see a credible leadership coupled with surrounded with youths, you know, in the political party holding different positions. So I think, you know, we are still, PDP is very much on course to continue to lead the opposition in Nigeria.
You told me one of the reasons why perhaps some of you are not happy with his emergence, because it doesn't look like he's going to stay for a short time. He might be there for some time, because the party came out to say he's a substantive national chairman of the PDP and not in acting capacity.
Yes. Yes, I mean, he's substantive to complete the tenure of the former chairman from the Northeast. You remember Alhaji Adamu Muazu. Remember, Alhaji Ahmed Gulak took the party to court, and you know, he took the party to court, and he actually stormed the PDP secretariat. So we are expecting that he would complete that tenure. So whenever it ends, whether it's 6 months, I'm sure in the days to come, the party is going to announce, you know, the time he's going to spend in office. However, you know, the fact that many of us who are youths were not carried along in that process, in the process that led to the emergence of Ali Modu Sheriff, I think it's only fair that we would look forward to a convention where a national chairman may emerge. And if Senator Ali Modu Sheriff emerges again, depending on where it is zoned this time, and youths participate in that process, we'll be 100% comfortable with it. But because, you know, those of us who are youths, those of us who have to defend the party on social media and other places, we're not part of that arrangement. I think it's only natural for us not to feel very comfortable with the person who emerged.
Why are you not comfortable? Is it the person of the...
No, I'm saying simply because we were not carried along in the process that led to his emergence.
Okay.
If the youths had been carried along, if we felt, oh, we are part of this process, and I'm talking about youths, not only the youths who are perhaps close to the leaders of the party, but youths who have to defend the party online, youths who try to continue to galvanize support for the party online. So I think, it's not 100% reflective of who we would have wanted.
All right, because again, when we look at it, the fact that there is a proposed convention in March, do you see that seat getting a new man? Because I understand that the party is trying to zone the presidential slot for that particular reason. We might be seeing the chairmanship of the party zone into another region. Do you see Senator Alimadu Sharif retaining that seat after that convention in March if it happens?
Well, ordinarily for me, even if our presidential candidate would emerge, and I'm speaking for myself, even if our presidential candidate will emerge from the north, I think, from now till about 2017 or 2018, we should have the party chairman from the north for strategic reasons, because we need to win support back again in some northern places. I think also that because of the convention and because of some internal crisis that may be occurring in PDP, Senator Alimadu Sharif is a good choice, to galvanize people together, to make sure that, tensions are freed, to call warring factions that may arise from the various state congresses, invite them to Abuja and settle all these things. These things have to continue within the party. So I think in that area, he's a good choice. But, my point is that because, some of us who are the faces of the party on social media and in other places, we're not fully carried along in that process. I think that's the only thing we have.
Let me bring a friend of yours, whom I know that you relate very well.
Yes.
Not very well. Are you disappointed?
I would not say I am disappointed. I would say I am hoping, and I'm still looking, because I understand that while everybody cannot be ministers, you can have people in boards, in parastatals, and in departments and agencies. So we cannot close down everything. My brother Nasir El-Rufai, the executive governor of Kaduna State, was the DG of BP at the age of 39. And right now, such positions are still open for the youth. So we cannot say we are disappointed. I am not disappointed. I still think the president will bring in some youth to complement the elders and the not so youthful people that are already in the cabinet. We shouldn't just throw away everything because of what we have seen. Ministers are just 36. We have boards, we have parastatals, we have departments and agencies. So I assume that youth will form the bulk of this position. If that is not done, then we can begin to say, yes, I am disappointed.
All right, thank you. Before we round up, what we are seeing today, do you think, Ayoyalawa is saying that youth should not sit down and wait to be given. They need to go and fetch for it. They need to go for elective position. Do you see the political atmosphere allowing you to be able to do that?
Well, I think it runs both ways. You have to open the way for youths, and at the same time, youths have to try to force themselves in. I know youths who have contested for various positions and who have won in those positions. However, deliberate measures must be taken to include youths in governance if we feel that there is a need for youths in governance. And that's another debate entirely, whether there is a need for youths in governance, which some of us believe that there is indeed a need for youths in governance. But then again, I think the onus, apart from youths going out to contest, must also be on youths themselves to carry themselves with proper public conduct. Youths cannot be reduced to positions such as, name calling because people are not in your own political party and so on and so forth. Because at the end of the day, the behavior of some of these youths online is what makes them unappointable, at the end of the day. Because people are wondering and saying, look, even though you are in our party today, if we bring you close, if you have the opportunity to snap documents, if you have the opportunity to get stuff and then you can blackmail us with it online, which was the stock in trade of some of those youths, and which is what has made them unappointable. So I think the onus is on youths to carry themselves with proper public conduct, and to also try to get into offices with government.
Thank you so much, Jamal Olariwaju and Ayo Oyalo, for talking to us on the program.
Pleasure.
Of course, this is an issue that we all will be looking at in the days ahead. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being such a great company. And that's it for today. Until tomorrow, I'm Shinwa Kimbale. Bye for now.